City Council to order. Invocation given by Mr. Gary Stewart and pledge led by Mr. Keith Smith.
Let us pray. Our Father in heaven, we thank you for this day. We thank you for the many blessings you've given us. We ask now that you'll watch over these proceedings and they'll be pleasing in your sight. We ask now that you'll watch over the citizens and the employees of Scottsboro as they go about their daily lives. We ask that you'll watch over our military, bring them home safely to their families. Guard, guide, and direct us so in the end we may all come to thee. In Jesus' name, amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First on the work session this evening is discuss requiring liability insurance for all contractors. I believe, Mr. Patrick Stewart, that you and Mr. Gary Stewart have been having some meetings with contractors and the chief. You want to talk about that for us?
Yeah, a week or so ago we had a meeting and there was representatives from water, sewer, and gas, electric power board, realtors, and contractors at the meeting, and the discussion was about requiring liability insurance for everyone. And a couple of contractors were bringing up the fact that I guess the average, if you build a home, the cost per square foot is somewhere around $105 a square foot to $115, $120. And if you add the liability insurance onto that, you're adding another 10 to 15% onto that $115 a square foot. So they were talking about, we're pricing ourselves out of building some homes for the average, middle class. And we talked about the demographics of Scottsboro and average income and who that would affect, and not just the contractors, but the people buying the homes as well. So, Gene was there. What was your take on that as well?
You can walk over there. Can I stand up right?
You stand up right there.
I've been thinking all four. I think it's four of those meetings because they kind of originated. I'm over here, everybody's looking across the room. They kind of originated from discussion of the codes. So, and this transition into this, he's right from that perspective. I will say early on, first, second meeting, the idea did come from contractors. But since that point in time, at each meeting, there's been both sides of that story. So I don't think it's as simple as this is what they want or this is what they don't want. I think there's several different perspectives there. That's why you guys put it up.
As far as the codes, no one really had any issues with the codes at all, from reading the notes from the other meetings, and there wasn't any discussion of really any of the codes at the last meeting that we had.
We've tried to, and just back it up because of the codes, and that's kind of what I would like to see done. We've tried to open that conversation for codes at each of these meetings, and in total, there's been very little input at all. Most people are accepting, that we're going to have to move to something or are okay with whatever you decide to do. And that conversation tends to move over towards things like liability insurance or some other, zoning or planning or whatever. But code-wise, there's been very little feedback, and to this point, really none of it negative that I can recall.
I will say that, in my opinion, based on your feedback, this would move in the opposite direction of what I was hoping to accomplish. I think that there's a need within our city for more affordable housing, and it sounds to me like this would be counterproductive to that effort. So in order for me to be able to support such a move, I would need more information on how it would be implemented and things of that nature.
I believe, Tony, that they could get some figures for us as well as, the one contractor said that one thing that he had asked in the past apparently is if the people building the home got with their homeowner's insurance and added that on to their, what's that? Rider. Yes, I don't know the name, but, that was a cost-effective way. And then also they brought up that if, if commercial buildings had the liability, because there's a lot more involved in building the commercial, they were, they understood that part of it. And there was, of course, that would be a lot more expensive, but passing that on to the homeowners, it added quite a bit of expense.
Mr. Smith, did you have something?
Yeah, I had a phone call from a contractor this afternoon. He called me, and I talked with him 15, 20 minutes. And his concern was that he didn't build commercial buildings. He does residential. He does medium-range residential. And he says that the state came in and made him do workman's comp. If you have as many as 4 employees, you have to do workman's comp. And he says he only has one. But for some reason in here, they required him to do workman's comp on 1 employee. And that cost him 10 to 15%. And so if it did come to another 10%, that'd be 20 to 25%. And he said he basically got out of business because he's a small operation, but he said he assured me that he never had any complaints on the jobs he does, all this kind of stuff. But and so what I said that to say, he was going to come tonight, this one person, and I think he may have called you because he said, I told him that he needed to after he talked with me. And his mother-in-law got deathly ill today and he couldn't come tonight. And I said, worst case scenario, that maybe we could at least, and I kind of like to have, maybe continue to one more work session and have a public hearing where these people could come here. So everybody could talk to them and everybody could hear what they had to say, regardless of which side they're on. That's my take on it.
You have anything to offer? You've been involved in some of these meetings, correct?
Well, I think that's a good idea to have them come here to a public meeting to discuss some of this, but really don't, I can see we are moving in the wrong direction, there's no doubt. We don't want to add or make it more difficult to build here. We don't want to make it more expensive to build here. We want to do the right thing, but we also want our cake and eat it too, I guess. But we want to be able to have contractors follow procedures, but give them an easier line of doing that, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
I would ask that we continue to look at it, maybe put some numbers together, but as I say, this to me moves in the wrong direction. I keep looking at the average cost of new housing in our area, and quite frankly, with our demographics, some people can't afford new housing. So I would like to make an effort to bring down some of the costs associated with that. So I'll ask Mr. Stewart to continue to work on that, and if you make some headway, to come back to us on that.
Okay.
Thank you. Next is discuss amending business license ordinance. There were some changes to the state code, and this process would bring our local ordinances in line with that. Mr. Kimmer, you looked at the state code draft of the changes.
Yes, sir. Mr. McLemore and I have exchanged emails after the Act 2017-415 of the state passed. The legislature, of course, is constantly changing the laws. And we are, as a city, in the process of trying to update and get all of our city code in absolute compliance with state and federal rules. So they've given us a little more to do. And Ms. Phillips has drafted an ordinance for y'all to review, which basically the places that are changed in our code are changed to come into compliance with this new state statute. State statutes, of course, override any city ordinance anyway. So it's more a paper thing than a real thing.
And Ms. Phillips, did I understand that this needs to be passed before the end of the year?
Yes, because the business license is renewed in January.
Okay.
So it needs to be passed before the end of the year.
What I would ask that we do is get a copy of the draft ordinance and the changes to the rest of the council, and we will bring it up at the next work session and set it for a vote before the end of the year. Any discussion concerning that? So we'll set that for the next work session. Move to delegations, there are none. Reports, Ms. Butler?
I don't have anything.
Mr. Patrick Stewart?
Just don't forget about the Christmas parade Saturday and the Jingle Bells Square. One of those Christmas trees look really, really good. And just want to thank everyone that's been involved in that whole project, and want to thank City Hall for what y'all did out here too. It's really good. So, thank y'all for that.
Mr. Gary Stewart?
The only thing I have is I've had a few more people that have spoken to me about the traffic on Porter Road and Cecil Road situation, and I was wondering if there's any updates as to when they may be wanting to work on the culvert or when they're going to change the traffic back. We heard any more about it, I guess, what I'm trying to ask.
Well, the mayor's not here, so
He was being kind on that.
so I'm
But
sure.
that's the only thing I really had. I've had some people bring it up to me. But thank you all for coming tonight.
Mr. Smith?
You don't have anything.
The only thing I wanted to point out back to the trees on the square, I was Friday afternoon, I was putting the finishing touches on my tree, and there were a group of two ladies and a gentleman walking by, and they saw the sign. They asked if I was Tony, and I said, well, it depends on who's asking. but they said that they were from out of town, and I asked them where they were from, and the group was from Madison, and they said that they had specifically came for the Christmas trees to walk around and look at them, and that they had been to Hammers and spent over $200 and had been to a couple others, and they wanted me to point out to the rest of the council that and to the mayor's office that it was accomplishing what it was meant to. So I appreciate everybody that took part in that, both from a participation standpoint and the people, Ms. Phillips and Deborah Cleaver have been very instrumental in making that happen. So I appreciate their efforts. The other thing is the meeting schedule for this month. December the 10th, we will have a council meeting, and on December the 18th, we will have a work session and a council meeting. There will be no meeting on December 25th, which is Christmas Day, or January 1st, which is New Year's. If no one has anything else, we'll stand adjourned until next week.